So we have Dr. Mansi with us, the psychologist for our cohort. Now it is her responsibility to take care of your mind space. So this time we are outsourcing it to her. Now I'm setting a context, Mansi. There are two aspects to this. One is the stretch of the preparation cycle. The stretch of the preparation cycle is like this. So January 1st to May 15th.
Okay.
So this is a stretch. In this Jan, Feb, March, it is preparation. 3 months of hardcore preparation. April is revision. This is where we'll stop learning anything new. It is only for revision. And May is the examination. So we look at it three stages. So 3 months of hardcore preparation, 1 month of revision, and 1 month of examination. This is in terms of the stretch. And this is the given day. It's like, let's say, out of 120 days, let's say we look at 20 days of normal days or mock tests. The game is 100 days into 10 hours per day.
Studying 10 hours.
Yeah, 10 hours per day. They have to be reasonably productive and efficient. For this to happen, I don't want any mental maintenance or mental drag or whatever. It is a very ambitious goal.
Okay.
But what is it we can do? Because they're matured and they want to do it and they have to do it and they have to do this only once in life. Because like medicine, after 5.5 years, you don't have to do a step up 3 year course in them.
Correct.
They're done. They're here, a certificate like that hangs, and with that you can do anything.
Okay.
So now we want to understand all of this for us to enter into this episode of 100 into 10 days, 10 hours, 100 days into 10 hours, a 1,000 hour program, intense program. What are the do's and don'ts? And would a schedule like this works? Like 5 to 5:45 yoga, 6 to 9 first study hour, 9 to 10 breakfast, 10 to 12 next study hour, next 12 to 2 break, 2 to 5 study hour 3, 5 to 6 fitness break, 6 to 8 last study hour. So 10 to 5 is where they'll sleep. So this is what is ideal.
Okay.
Now, if this happens and this happens, they're all clear for sure.
Okay.
Now we want you to increase the possibility of this happening. So we can get started with how do you look at this?
So, see, it looks first, let's start with very basic things. You have to understand one thing that this is very ideal, but in the first stretch, if you're doing a lot of work, like 3 hours consistent, by the next stretch, it will be less, it will be less, it will be less. Like it works like this. So when you're starting your day with whatever context, so I don't know which subjects or topics are easier or which are tough. When you start a topic which you know and you do it for 15-20 minutes, it will automatically activate your brain that you know something. And then doing something that is difficult for you. So, first part of the day should always start with something that will make your brain realize that, okay, you know something. And then the next part of the day should be about the things that you have to learn better. So, one thing is that. Second thing I would like to suggest is that observe which of these slots your brain is the most active and which of these slots your brain is the most passive. When I say active, your brain should say, okay, I want to learn something new, I want to know something new. And passive is the time where you can do revision, like whatever is easier or revising. But in the second part, what I said, the first should not be missed. First 15 to 20 minutes, you make it a ritual to do something that you know, so that you start your day with a very good attitude. Reason is that you have to study for 100 days. Every day will not be the same for you. You will get tired. You will get exhausted. So this is the best way to keep yourself up every day. Third, I really insist on teaching each other whatever like I suppose this is the group that's going to give the exam together, right?
Yes, yes.
Whomever you're
Made on-
comfortable with. Even last time when I was giving the group session to the other people, I told them one thing, that I'm not saying that you teach somebody who's in need. All of you are the same caliber. She'll know something better than you will know something better than you. Then you should have an exchange of thoughts. It should not be one way teaching. If it is one way teaching, you will get demotivated because you are not getting input out of that session. And the other person, if they are doing better in the topic, again that will lead to a lot of jealousy or complexities, right? In a setup where you're giving competitive exams, this kind of discussions help, but passive discussions are not going to help you. So if you think that you're not getting any input from your partner, talk to the partner. Okay, you're not good at this topic, it's okay. What are you good at? We can do that. But the discussion should always go two ways. Now I'll come to a thing which I understood from my session last time. When you're nearing exams, everything will bother you. You get distracted to the smallest of the things. You get triggered talking at home. If we go through all these things, right? The point is either, okay, you tell me, what do you generally do? How do you cope up with it? If you can give one example, I can tell you how to constructively cope up with it. If you have anything to say.
I sometimes go on a brisk walk. When I'm like too much stressed, I go down and have a brisk walk.
Good. Anything else?
Just try not to pay attention. Paying, not trying to not pay attention is also paying attention, but consciously somehow do something else and don't
So distraction.
distraction anywhere.
Or
Yeah.
ship off.
Anything.
I listen to music and I try to engage myself with other sorts of communication with friends basically. So I just try to
So any of
avoid
this,
it.
whatever you do, after you come back, does that thing come back to your mind throughout the day, at least once, twice? And you
Yes,
have to deal with it?
definitely.
Yes. So whatever you guys are dealing is good. But first, don't acknowledge it. Okay, this problem has come, but this is not the kind of. Then you go for a walk, come back. You have to let your brain know that till the time of May, I have something else as a priority. If you don't let your mind know this, it will keep coming. And the moment you start organizing your brain in a way that, okay, this is my study time, I can deal with it after 8:30. If you start saying all these things to yourself, you're not suppressing it, that frustration will not go to anything else. And then whatever your coping ways, like yeah, coping mechanisms, like okay, somebody goes for a walk, somebody, then that will lead you back to what you want to do. And when I say this, it's very silly, but it works because most of the times we don't accept or we try to say okay, this emotion it's not worthy, but it is going to come. What any of you or me, anybody, if it piles up, will you be able to take anything new in your head if it is piling up inside you every day, right? So one of the strategy is to acknowledge it, that okay, it has come, okay, this problem has come, okay, mom, this, okay, if any of you have something going on at home, we can always be clear that mom, this is my study time, or dad, this is my study time, we can talk about it, but let's do it when I'm not studying. So what will happen, you will get into a habit of um, a cycle, a consistency cycle. Now you know nobody's upset with you. The other person knows that you are so responsible about your own thing also. And then you're dealing with your problems the other way. Again, one more tip is that everything you study in a day you cannot revise. Not practical. Don't set unrealistic ideals. Whatever is given to you, even if you revise a bit of it, whatever you can, in the end of the day, it will encourage you to have a better goal the next day. But if you have a ideal goal today, every day you will get demotivated. So make a checklist. Okay, what's my capacity today? This is the capacity. Tomorrow increase it because you have 3 months. Keep going with whatever is there, but whatever, don't set any other goals. And one thing is follow. You are here to follow one method, right? This one method. Maybe some things are wrong for you in the method. Maybe some things are right for you. When you see the wrong part and you get distracted, all the right will also become. So whatever one method, if you've decided, okay, this is one method that I'm going to follow, then follow that. If that doesn't work for you later, then changing it is good. But if you are following a method and also something else, you will keep getting distracted. So These are a few things that I personally feel you should keep going. And now let's come to one topic that's called burnout. We do get burned out, right? It's completely fine. This happens. Your brain will stop some particular time. At that time, if you are trying to study, nothing is going in your head. It is causing more frustration to you. I am not saying waste the whole day behind that one particular thing, but you can always ask for a few hours, or you can always say that okay, I will get back to my work at say 5:30 again. But then it is your responsibility to get back to work during that one particular hour. Communication. Communication about burnouts is very necessary with your mentor, your sir. It's necessary because he has been through it. He can tell you, oh, I when this happens, what can be done, or even I can help you out with the burnout phase. So communication is very necessary.
And see, talking about the burnout part, this is a good point because it's very simple to give a schedule and stick to that. But the mind works differently from the clock.
Right.
Just because I said 12 to 2 break, the mind would not like to take a break from 12 to 2. It might want it from 4 to
Yeah.
4. So as an individual, I understand it's very hard for them to stick to this on a daily basis because
Exactly.
thoughts
Everybody's
come at different times. But having said that, there is a deadline from our board, and ICA wants the exam to be done in a certain way.
exactly.
You have tangible milestones.
Exactly.
So, what is the sweet spot where I'm reasonably open and understanding in terms of what is happening to them on a daily basis, and then standardizing this as a team? Because if you have to understand this,
Yeah.
this attempt I'm building it like check day, like different
Hmm.
women from all across India, largely having some challenges earlier. We have to win something together. That is exactly what it is. So, if you are the sports coach, now that is exactly how I'm looking at it. So, what is a realistic way to approach this? Because this is what I have to happen.
Yeah.
Now, within this, the efficiency, I'll talk to my chart accountants. But
Exactly.
irrespective of what they study, you have to ensure they don't get burnt out on a daily basis. And also, by the end of 80th and 90th day, that is where they are supposed to super perform before the exams.
Exactly. So, see, again coming to the same thing.
Hmm.
6 o'clock to 9 a.m. is how many hours? You say it's almost 3 hours. You can study for 3 hours, but you should know that in that 3 hours, if you are get half an hour, and so I'll tell you one example. It's half an hour. It's your first day. Uh, you are like you feel sleepy, right? You feel sleepy. You can have water, talk to a friend. Okay, what are you doing? Get back to work. But in that 3 hours, your 15-20 minutes of this will keep those 3 hours of study together, right? So this is not very unrealistic if you have human breaks in between, right? So in this 3 hours, if you think I'm not going to talk to anybody, this 3 hours I'm going to complete this topic because sir has told you complete the topic. He has not told you that you have to complete it in that 3 hours. Okay, see to it that whenever you are getting that thing or some kind of negativity or laziness, just get up and speak and come back. Get up. Okay, 5 minutes break done. Okay, let's get back to work. Okay, let's have chips together. Let's get back to work. Whatever is your way of dealing with it. But do that in the 3 hours is one thing that you can make this work. I also mentioned that see the hours of the day you are very active. See the hours of the day you are very passive. Choose topics that can also make your day very productive. Okay, so ideally, if you micromanage these hours, I'll tell you how you can humanistically micromanage these hours. So there is suppose one topic, okay, which you know that you can get done in this 3 hours. Break the topic. Don't break the hours. Break the topic. Okay, this part you can put like okay, I can complete this part. Understand the concept. Reading part of it. Always make sure that when you are giving a first read to something, you shouldn't go into repeat reading of something. You should read. Subconsciously, your brain will mark the things that are necessary. Your second read should be only
Yes.
for that marked particular things. And so suppose you're studying from 9 to say 8:30. Your 8:30 to 9, just you can go through the things that you have marked and you can just note down because you think is at are all these articles, whatever are mentioned in between of things, are only for us to articulate in our brain. If you want to have a good reading, you have to understand that going back to the same thing will get you into the loop. So first complete the topic. There will be things you will not understand. Even me as a medico, there are 25, 26 subjects. I will not understand everything at once. So read the whole thing first. Then get to a point, just keep two pens. You can keep two pens, one red and one blue. Mark the red ones where you know that, okay, I've not understood this. Go back later. But first read and then see what have I understood. It will be easier for you to ask doubts also. So this is one way you can work on your reading. Example, you are little bit weak at reading at the moment. Time it and see how much time you are taking. Go to your sir, ask how do I increase my speed or how is it I can work with it. Work on that. If you work in the first month with your study as well as this part, your second and third month will have a faster pace of going, and also you will know what is happening and why am I lagging in this particular thing. So this is the way you can keep your schedule working. Nutrition. Please, 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 in the morning time, if you are doing heavy subjects, more protein, less carbs. So it will lead you to less sleep. Whatever carbs you want to have, na, have at the end, like a little bit at the end of the day. Early dinners is good if you can have. And if you want good sleep, milk is better at night. Now, why am I telling you all these things? Is sometimes if we have more sugar, example, are we going to sleep? We're not going to sleep. And when we are stressed, our cortisols are going to take a toll on our body. We will ask for more carbs and more sugar. That will irritate us more. And we'll be irritated about reading also because now we are so bloated that we want to sleep. So this is a thing you have to keep in mind. Once you come in the routine, you will know. Always keep a small book with you. Whenever you feel now that okay, this is a concept I'm not understanding, just write down the concept and shift to the one you're. And by the end of it, you will know how much you're lagging or something. So here, I say in competitive exams, people see that what is their forte, but according to me, you should be aware of what you are not good. When you know by the end of the month that I'm not good at these things, the next 2 months will be about that. The next two revisions will be about that. So don't think I have only one day to complete the topic. I have 3 months. That one topic, 1 month I've understood this much. Second month I've understood this much. Third month I've understood much better. And fourth month I'm ready with the topic. So if your vision is broadened, automatically your frustrations won't be that high, that pressure of completing it today. Everybody has a first day. Always remember that. If you're better, obviously you're going to complete the topic. And all of you must be having strong subjects. Right? Imagine if you can complete or you are good. You if you know that I have this strong and this weak, you can definitely concentrate on the weaker ones. And emotionally, there are distractions, triggers, anything. Talk about it. It can be sorted. So yeah.
Perfect.
This
This is
is how you can make
exactly
it better.
what they wanted to know today. So yeah, so further interventions will take us apart. But right now, why we are doing this is very clear, right? Why we are doing this to get those two letters in the immediate attempt, which is May 25. The scope you already know in terms of syllabus, what is there and all, and we'll do enough interventions that the syllabus comes and sits in your mind. That is there. And this is the time horizon from let's say Jan to May 15. What has to be done? Now, right now, you only have to focus on one day at a time. Tomorrow, what is it happen? Within that day, don't even look forward. That one slot, 2 to 5. She's saying there won't. She's not saying there would be absence of constraints. There will be constraints. You navigate them within that. Now, from my side, I cannot speak in a language saying that whenever you want, because it is her domain to make you feel comfortable. It is my domain to make you uncomfortable, or that is not the core objective. I won't mind making you feel uncomfortable because you're not here for feeling. she is here for the feeling segment. Like let's say I'm supposed to take care of cognition. So I'm worried about how is your cognitive journey. She's supposed to take care of her emotion. So there will be, even including this particular video, there are contradicting this multiple times. But it's a balance. It's like any good book, you have to find the balance. So her domain is your emotions, she'll take care. My domain is cognition. There'll be a fight. Even you would have noticed already, right? In terms of my approach and her approach. I know that. And I know that within myself. But even for me, I don't have a choice. I have to find a balance. That's what is the game of life, right? So that is exactly how we are going to do. So we'll mix this both, and it will be a seamless journey. We'll take it to a point where it just can't get better than this. That's about it. Okay. So thanks, Mansi, for dropping in at the right time and adding some insights. And you did good work in terms of what you wanted as an overall cycle, and this is also largely in sync with what we wanted also. So we are getting there, and the other dimensions of nutrition probably will get deeper into the nutrition. Right now we've simplified the food chart. We'll add more in the dimension of protein, carb, all of that. I think fats are not necessary, I believe. Not much.
The
Yeah.
more carbohydrates and fats you will have, it will go hand in hand only.
Yeah.
So when you're having,
So I can
like
focus on
sweet,
protein alone, right? Like, that will be helping
I
them.
think in the start of the day, if there's
Yes.
more protein,
Yes.
you will see the change that you will be working.
So we'll further make interventions in the chart. And finally, you have to understand one thing. Remember the movie check there. Again, you want to win, but they largely hate him.
Yes.
Yes, they largely hate him because there is no psychologist like Mansi in there. So I don't want, I'm fixing that also. Why have the thing and why leave it to a chance mechanism in McDonald where somebody come and fight and then things change and all of that. So I wanted to simplify stuff where we understand the objective. And right now the table is for six. We'll have another six more or five more. So table gets longer, complexities get deeper. But then we are bracing up. Okay. So far so good. Now get back to your original things which are continuing, and the next session will be at 5 p.m. Your yoga thing. And in general, you don't take yourself way too seriously about the micro minutes. This has to be done, this has to be done. He already said that. Fourth cycle is brace up for May exams. You'll get better in April. For that, so this is about January. This week is about January getting better. January is about making February easier. February is about March making seamless. So this is exactly how we look at it. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mansi, for this. Thank you.